Alright guys, so this is going to be a fun one because this is an AU that takes place in the John Wick universe. I thought this would be a pretty fun one to really play with, so let's get right into it. So, this story, let's talk about a lot of the characters. Now this doesn't take place with the characters interacting with John Wick, they just all exist in the John Wick universe. And yes, the events are going on, but these are the characters are like what they're doing outside of, what's going on with Wick. I mean, they've heard about it. It's like, hey, did you hear about Wick? Yeah, he got excommunicado. Tough shit. So here we go. So let's start off with our first set of characters. Of course, we usually start off with the Gravity Falls characters. So in here, the Pines family is kind of well regarded and has a bit of fame and infamy to it because you see. Dipper and Mabel are both young assassins, but they're also heirs to a very powerful crime family, too. Because what it is that Ford runs the Continental in Oregon. He runs the Continental that is stationed in the Northwest. But Stan, on the other hand, Stan is known as the Kingpin of the Northwest. So he's a very powerful mobster. So when you have both a owner of a manager of a Continental, and a mobster as your great uncles, yeah, you're gonna have some pedigree to you. So the Pines family is all about, violence is always the answer. If the answer is violence, the following answer should be yes. That's how they really that's how the family plays out. Like that's how the Pine family plays out. Dipper and Mabel are simply known as the twins. They're both trained hitmen. They're both trained assassins, and like I said, they are heirs to very powerful members of the. They're both heirs to a very powerful criminal empire. So yeah, the two are very well off. Let's just say that. Like the two are very, very well off in terms of where they are. So in this, basically, Dipper and Mabel also have very unique, like how their weapons are very stylistic. Dipper is known as the Prince of Swords. He likes to use swords in any kind of combat. Well, he does know how to use guns. He prefers a good up close, like I'm gonna cut you down with a sword. Mabel is known as the Spider because her line of fighting is that she uses piano wire that's like long strands of wire attached to her fingers that she uses like needles and like ropes, kind of like Walter in Hellsing. Like imagine Mabel's basically has the same kind of style that Walter has, where she's using string, and it's even attached into her clothing, where she'll just put her fingers in between the lining of her clothes and just pull out wire. No problem with that. Mabel's also goes by another name that Dipper is not appreciative of, by the name of Madhouse Mabel, because she's been known to have bouts of insanity. So Mabel has this nickname that is infamous by the name of Madhouse Mabel. And if you say Madhouse Mabel around Dipper, he goes, "My sister's name is Mabel. Not Madhouse, not M-O-M, not M-H-M, none of that. It's just Mabel." And then he'll decapitate you. So there's the Pines family. You also have Wendy, who is a enforcer for the family. And she's also Dipper's main squeeze. She started out as a enforcer and a leg breaker after her because the Corduroy family is indebted to the Pines family, and she helps do her father's work and is a leg breaker. But one day during one job went sideways, and it basically led to Dipper coming in to bail her out. The two of them got close, and need I say more? You also have Pacifica, who is who is also the Northwest are also I wouldn't say they're part of the High Table. They're more of they are more along the lines of like regarded families and are close friends with members of the High Table. Like they rub elbows with the High Table, and Mabel's got like a fascination with her, so to speak. There's that. Seuss is more of a bartender at which is known as the Mystery Shack, which is a bar in this universe, and is where Stan conducts all of his totally legal business. So there you go. So there's that. Then you have Star and Marco. Star is part of the Butterfly family, which are members of the High Table in this continuity. And Star herself always wanted to be, a trained assassin, but her parents always looked down on it. And eventually, she did get training from the High Table member, some friends of the High Table in Mexico, the Diaz's. And Marco is a gunman known as La Muerte in El Muerte. Yeah, El Muerte in Mexico. He's also got a full name of the full name of the Merchant of Death, where he more or less has a massive body count. I also wanted to have like a fun thing where it crosses over into another little property where it's believed he also learned his skills from El Mariachi, Antonio Banderas' character, where that's where his mentor was El Mariachi. And he trained Star, and the two got close. Marco and Star got close, of course. You also have Toffee, who is in here an accountant for the Butterfly family, but he has his own little plans too. He also runs the Continental in Mexico City. Then let's move on to some other characters. We have Ida, who is a old assassin. She's retired. Like, she was known as the Owl in her time, and she's retired. As she quotes, "I've taken one too many shots to the stomach to make me go, that's enough." And from there, she's become she's more or less training the new blood, and the new blood is Luz. Luz is her protege, and is a young assassin who came from a line of the Nocera family is a line of assassins, and she's the youngest. She's the new line in that. And Manny, he did die. Her dad Manny did die of his illness, but he was a well-regarded assassin. And Ida actually trained him too. So she's now taken on herself to take care of Luz and teach her how the ropes. You also have Amity. Amity is, of course, the Blights are part of the High Table in this continuity, to the shock of no one. Amity is a assassin who deals in chemicals. You have Willow, who is she uses her assassinations and killing in forms of botany, like using several plants in her assassinations. Bellos is an ex-member. He goes by his original name, but he went by the name Bellos as that's what the underworld calls me, Bellos. But here it's it's still Philip Winterbane. He was a former member of the High Table who tried to launch a coup to take over the High Table. They gunned him down, but he survived with his nephew Hunter, who does jobs for him. Gus in here was a ex-circus performer who worked in illusions and whatnot, and now he brings that over to his business. So yeah, then you have a few other random characters here and there, like Anne is a assassin who more or less is like, she's a jack of all trades, as is Marcy. She basically runs numbers, but also she will kill you with a sniper. She's also pretty handy with a sniper rifle. And Sasha is the heavy lifting gun. They're known as the Three Sisters, but they don't act exactly sisterly to it's a little more than sisterly love between the three of them, if you catch my meaning. So there you go, guys. There is my little John Wick AU. I know I use a lot of Disney characters, but it's kind of easier to use all of them because it feels like it all feels like a shared universe in of itself. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what characters could you see in this John Wick universe? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.